All right, this is not my normal starting on this, but this is Rebecca, the Steampunk planner. I am still in my wheelchair. Anyway, gonna try and do this February setup, but I wanted to show you what's going on. Steve has been really great and brought one of my monitors, my pen tablet, and my PC tower down for me to be able to at least do classes and homework and lessons and everything like that. I have my laptop, which is over there, and he also got me this wonderful table. It's actually a bed table, so it has legs, which works, but this is one of my mainstay areas where I'm recuperating, as well as the lazy boy in the living room. But today we're going to try and do the February setup in here. So I did not mention my foot. So there it is. And that wonderful hurting thing is in a compression stocking right now to help with the swelling. And it still looks pretty big, but it actually has improved. And when I am at home, as long as I'm keeping it elevated as often as possible, I don't have to use the boot or the splint. So excellent, but I am still stuck in a wheelchair. Now I'm going to go get everything ready. All right, I'm going to do the best I can. I have my lighting so that it's not above us, creating all kinds of shadows. I hope you don't mind it. And I do not have my microphone. Steve has done enough. I don't need him traipsing up there to find my microphone. So, let me get this envelope open. I hope you guys are doing well. I know for the most part, most of the states have been dealing with cold weather. My family's in Florida and they're dealing with a lot. Well, they're in Florida and North Carolina, so they've been hit with a lot, as well as us. So I hope you are staying safe and staying warm. Here we go. So it looks like February is going to be very floral. Is it the top of my list? No. But you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do. So there is the February, and I'm gonna shift this out of the way so that you guys can see this well. There it is. So that's the A5 vellum. And then here is the full page vellums that can be cut up and used. And also in here has the dates for unplanned, as well as the weekly decorative names. So you can add those to your planned or unplanned, however you use yours. I am loving using my Sterling Ink A5 hardbound, which is the common planner. It's the complete planner, and it's the one that is set up with the new look, the new way of doing everything. So in here, I will show you, I did go ahead and put in all my tabs. I do have a blotting board, and this is going to start for February. Let me pull this out. I'll explain this a little bit more later. So here is the month of February. And then this is where I might put the vellum in. That's what I'm thinking of. Now, one thing that I do have a problem with in this planner, real quick, is we'll have the week after the last days. It always starts the month, and then it goes into the week, and then the days, and then the week, and then the days, and everything like that. If you've seen Catherine's video on what the complete planner is. I love that. And it did take me a little while to adjust, but what I don't like is this week is the end of January and then the first day of February. What she has done is create the February month, and I love the note pages that are in between, but then I get the same exact week instead of adding, you know, she could have left the February and had the day start in there. I don't know, but repeating this to me is a waste of paper. So I might use it as maybe a to-do list or a list of things that I need to get done for this week. I don't know, I may add the different vellum pages to cover it up, make it fancy. I don't know. At this moment, it's up in the air, but yeah, that's my only, and I don't have a valid way of fixing that to suggest. Otherwise, I will, when I figure it out, maybe I will reach out to Catherine and just make a suggestion. But, because what's happening right now is I have this week, I have this day, and then I go back into a note page for the following week. And it just would have been so much easier if it had been February 1st here, note page. This is what my thought is. The month, and actually, yeah, February 1st, writing page, day, and then the note page, and then the month, and then we start here, type of a thing. So I may actually take, even though I wrote this out, it's not difficult for me to rewrite it. I may put that over here, and then possibly, depending on where this falls, let me see where the signature falls in this. So that's where that signature falls. I'll figure it out later, but I will probably glue all of these pages together or pull out some and glue them together. Don't know yet, but I'll get it figured out. Right now, it's not something I want to be worrying about at this moment. So, but because of that, I am not going to put my February in here at this moment. My vellum. And actually that would go here. So I'm not putting it in right now. And sorry if things are bouncing. It's because we're filming on a bed. My second desk. So here is my February months. I've already got what I know is scheduled. And I also don't have, there's a few other things I need to schedule, like appointments. I know I have an appointment, my physical therapy tomorrow. I also have some classes, some lessons that are live classes going on Tuesdays. So all those need to be penciled in. So let's open the smaller envelope and get this decorated. So with showing you the vellums, it gives you the theme of what's going on. So there's one die cut, and there's, with the deluxe kit, you get two. Now with the upgraded regular kit, you get one of them that's attached to, at this, I believe, to the tissue paper, which I always peeled off and used anyway. So I think I'm going to use this for a first page, or one of the other pages, and I'm going to use this small set of flowers in here. For the February marking. That looks nice. And I think I'm going to take and put a book under just to lift that for you guys. There we go. All right, so here is the February free. And then I have the print and the script. And then, pardon me, other tabs, which I haven't figured out how I'm going to use those in here. So I think I might be using them in my work or in my meal planning, but I don't know yet. And then I also have tabs. And then the February small. And the business card. So I am going to use, let's see. Yeah, I think I'll use a script on that one. I don't know that I did that much with January. I did it mainly on the blank page. And this is something that I am going to be doing, so I may switch on February, but, well, I have. I'm going to be drawing mostly in the monthly and then adding in. So I've switched it up here. I'm going to use this as my reference to draw in here. And I will do a quick short on that when I have all of that figured out. So I'm not going to put the February in there. But when I do the tab, not the tab here, when I have that figured out, I will probably put the script here and the vellum there. So in the short, I will show that when I go to do this. So now we're moving on quickly here. So I've got some more note pages. I will figure that out, but we're in the first week of February. And let's take a look at the short pieces. And I am going to go ahead and decorate this week and the dailies and call it there because it's just going to be repetition on that. So these are the stickers for here, and I already can see that I really want to use this one and this one in possibly in this week. So let me figure out. Yep, that one will look beautiful there. Now, I do like the colors in here. I don't have a problem with those. Seeing them all like this was kind of throwing me off with all the colors. And I do hope that you guys are seeing this well, that you're not having any difficulties. Unfortunately, one of the things with my medication for my leg is blurred vision. So to me, everything looks blurred, and I hope it's not. So I like that. I'm going to go back real quick, and I want to see what I've been doing with my January weeks, because I don't remember. So I've been decorating the top here and just a little bit on the side. So let's go to doing the same. I really like how that's looking, doing it that way. So what I'm doing is, let me go ahead and pull out. There's that one. The paintings are beautiful. I love the fact that she always has coffee of some sort in. She being Catherine, does do a lot of bedroom looks. I will say that. And then this one, I have two of for this being the deluxe kit. I really love, I don't know why, but I'm really liking this look. And I have a feeling that's what I'm going to be using for my art for the monthly page. Of course, we always have our numbers. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. And look, use that. Those are the frames. And I used, this is the strips. Now, I used this one for my January page because I really loved the look of it. So I just rolled it off just like I did as if you would do the large image, which that's here, and then stamps. So what I would like to do is take a few of these and I'm probably going to tear them. So I've taken a couple of them. Oops, I just realized I'm decorating the wrong week. 1 second. All right, I was just fussing about the fact that they had that extra week in there, and then I went and started stickering it. The good thing about sterling ink is the smaller the stickers, the easier, especially if you have not fully, it's not been a while, you can pull them right back up. All right, that one's down. And then this one has a little bit more difference. So it's gonna go over here as well because it's gonna match. And I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna pull this one, however it wants to go. Now, unfortunately, because of the medications and pain levels, I'm not sleeping that well because I also have to sleep on my back, which I am not a back sleeper. But because of all of that, I am not sleeping well. I wind up, unfortunately, sleeping in a little bit longer than I really want to be sleeping. Now, I've picked that in, but I want to take a look and see because I do notice that the stamps, let me put this one back. I can guarantee you I will use that soon on one of the other pages. But I think I would like to use the smaller ones. Now, I don't know if I want to tear those. I know on some of them I did, and I'll show you January at a different time. I don't really want to overwhelm and try to do too much in this. I'll do a walkthrough a different time. Yeah, on some of them I did tear, but a lot of this is different than last month. So let me see. Here we go. I'll do the little tear pages. And do it that way. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of flowering because it looks empty. So a little odd. I'm going to throw some leaves in. Just to pull them together. And I'm happy with that. So I'm not doing a whole bunch. I love just adding the color up here and leaving me room on the side for doing anything else, like making notes of what I need to do this week, just so that they're focused in my mind. So I'll bullet point them here. I may match the colors that I have here. I'm not quite sure yet, but let's go ahead on to the pages. Now, I did say that I was going to go ahead and use this one, so let's go ahead and do that. And one of the things that I'm definitely doing is I am doing a signature type of image somewhere on the page, and then I am doing some design work around. I may do, instead of design work, I might do something like, I think I'll do on this one. So this one's Tuesday. Ooh, I know I've got a lot of stuff, but I could move my list in. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. And since the ceiling fan is on in here, so I'm going to take my pen, pull that sheet down so that I can pull off this strip. And not have to fight with the page. So since I'm coming in here, I'm going to go ahead and make sure I mark the times out. Now, I haven't decided fully yet if I'm going to make lists on each page. I may not. Again, it's if I'm journaling while I'm working or while I'm doing things that I need to keep memory of. I'm not quite using my work one as I am using this one. I do have my workbook. I will show you that one in a different video, but I'm just trying to work with what my situation is calling for. So there is that page. I'll go ahead and put that back on. And let's take a look. And I said a moment ago, I'm using images to block. So let's grab some of these large images. There we go. I do have another of those strips, and then I have the smaller ones, but I want to add in these. This set I really, really love. I love the colors. I love how it's planned out. This one, I'm not a fan of the additions. So these may wind up being torn just so that it breaks some stuff up. I don't know. So let's go ahead and put this one in. And as I stated, I love that coffee look. Now, when I have longer pieces like this, I always try to keep all of, like, my index and my ring finger hooked onto it to make it easier for me to be able to lay it down and have it straight. It doesn't work every time, but it does help. helps me control it for the most part. So that's Thursday. We're on Friday and Saturday. Why don't I do... All right, I will go ahead into this one. You can see my happiness with it. It's still cute. It is. It's just not what I was looking for. There's that one. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do this one. Or do I want to do something else? Because we have these. What is LZ? Why does that have LZ on it? All right, I think this time, instead of doing one of the large ones, I think I'm itching to do something with these branches, and I think Saturday and Sunday are the days. So we're going to put that one in here. Do I want to set that one in as well? Yep, I do. The blessing is I have 2 of these, so I know I can do more. But I do want to set this one in here. There we go. And now we're going to go into Sunday, and we have a notes page. So I think I would like to go ahead and grab some more greenery. All right, so I think for Sunday, I'm going to grab I'm going to do the same thing. I know what I'm going to do. It's a little bit the same, but not. So we'll start it here. And I'm going to grab this one and I'm going to extend it. I love it when these can do something like this, and it's beautiful. And I'm able to do this because this is the clear matte or the frosted matte, and I'm saving up right now. Unfortunately, with the shop me not being able to do stuff for the shop, it's going to be a slow process, but I love the idea of having this and being able to match things up or play with things like this. So I want to get this type of sticker in my shop as well. So that's this week. I have my notes, and I am going to take, for this note page, I'm going to take one of the Februaries in the print, and I'm going to throw that down. So that I can use this, figure out what I'm going to be doing for the next rest of the February. And then we're into the next week. So I will do the next week at another time, but I just wanted to show you all I'm doing right now, how I'm enjoying this. And all right, I'll do a really quick here. Let's look at the setup that I've got. So first off, what I did is I went to pull the cardboard page, the opposite page of the front cover from here, and it ripped. So I figured, fine, I'm going to use this as something fun. So I cut it down so that this Coffee Monster Co. receipt and to me it's receipt of joy, can go in. So that's in here. I have some of Coffee Monster's stickers of the frog, as well as Sterling Ink stickers all along here. This is an image I put in from Leoba's subscription set. She's an artist that I follow on Patreon. I've mentioned her before, and I love this image that I received. I put my own little guy stickers in here from the first Farty set, which I love also, along with putting them in over here with some of the bugs, and love it. I'm happy with the first page. And then I just started putting in some extra leftovers that I had from the December sheet and from the collection that I received when I made the purchase of the softcover book set. Now I haven't figured out how I'm going to set this all up yet, but I will. And then I did set up December. I did move in here for December and did make some notes of what's going on. When I fell and everything, that was done in the other book, but I am going to put that in here. I would like to print up images for it, so that will be later on. Now, in what I was talking about earlier about having a week and then doing another week again threw me off. So I finished the rest of December, and then put in here that I'm moving the rest of this to the 1st of January. I may come back and decorate this. I haven't decided. But here is, I got a gift set from my cousin with this wonderful positive potato in it. And I just really appreciate it. Thank you, cuz. And I put the card that came with it in here. And then finished out the rest. Used this page as a quick review, and then a hello to 2026, goodbye to 2025, and then started in here and using a lot of the ivy in here with all the snow. I just wanted a little bit more encouragement for what is to come than what is actually happening. And then I just started setting everything up in here, adding in some more drawing aspects, which I do plan to do throughout my journal. I may start doing some larger images in here as well. But you can see I'm really having no issue working this, and not every day gets filled. Not every note page right now is being used. But like I said, I may come in and do some drawing. I have appointments and everything for this coming week. And then added in some more as the day went on. You can see here that I'm definitely getting up later, going to bed earlier than I have in the past. Unfortunately, my to-dos literally are sitting on the couch right now. At this point, that's what they were. But I am trying to stay positive, trying to do lessons as best as I can. I have an order from RebzDoodlz, which I will be showing you soon in a short. And then, like I stated, I am continuing to work through the whole week. Ran out of ink, pulled in another order, which I will go over. I did mention in a different video in December, but I'll go over this one later because I got that from Atlas Stationers. Did some marker playing around here, looking at it, did a little bit more doodling. And then the end of January, and here I'm doubling up on some of the images. Really having fun just blocking out areas and then writing around. Doing another this week page. Really quick and really easy. And again, I'm going to let you know how this turns out when I decide to do all of the fun stuff in here. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope this wasn't annoying, and I hope that this will be a start, and I will let you know how I am working through everything. I will see you hopefully in the next one. Thanks so much.